And take advantage of this opportunity. A mortgage professional will guide you through the process and bring you one step closer to your dream home. Don't buy a house, buy a home. Union Pacific Mortgage.
Hi everybody, welcome back to San Diego's finest business TV show. And you know, San Diego's surrounded by water. And so I invited the president, Michael Jones, of the Maritime Alliance, and the executive director, Greg Murphy, of the Maritime Alliance, on the show today to tell us a little bit about the blue economy. So why don't you start, Michael?
Jack, thanks very much for inviting us. The blue economy is not very well understood. And in San Diego, it turns out it's one of the largest economies. We did a study in 2012 in conjunction with the San Diego Regional Economic Development Corporation and the Workforce Partnership, found 46,000 jobs and $14 billion in direct revenue. That makes it bigger than almost any other industry in this region. But we'd never studied it before because water is basically out there and it's out of sight, out of mind. So it's like opening up your closet and finding a cornucopia of jobs. And it's an amazing opportunity. San Diego has the largest maritime technology cluster in the United States,
wow,
one of the largest in the world. And we really have been focused on organizing two nonprofits. One is a 501c3 that focuses on workforce development and research, and then a 501c6 industry association. And we have over 50 members now, on our way to 100. And Greg recently joined us because we're growing and we need that kind of support.
Hey, there's a job right there.
That's right. We've got one.
Yeah. So you're happy about that, Greg?
Yeah, I am. Maritime Alliance is growing quickly. As Michael mentioned, we want to grow to 100 members by the end of this year. We've got a lot of big events that are in the pipeline, which we're happy to talk about as well. Well, for example, we have our annual summit in November. So our dates are November 7th through the 11th for what we call San Diego BlueTech Week. And so this will be a series of events over the course of those 5 days focused on BlueTech in San Diego. We'll partner with Scripps Oceanography. We'll do a workforce development day focused on training future employees in the blue economy, getting teachers to understand the job opportunities that are available in the blue economy. We'll also do an Investors Day. This is something that we're launching for the first time this year at our 8th annual summit. So we'll invite investors from around the country to come to San Diego and learn about the blue tech industry and to learn about the opportunities for investing in companies. So that's our Blue Tech Week San Diego. It'll be our 8th annual Blue Tech and Blue Economy Summit. And then in February 2017, we've partnered with one of the world's largest trade show companies in the world called Reed Exhibitions. They've been putting on Oceanology International in UK for the last 46 years. It's a 2-year show, so it's every even year. So we're going in 2016 in March. And then Oceanology International is coming to San Diego in February 2017, and it'll be here every 2 years. So this will be a huge coup for San Diego to have the world's largest trade show in ocean science and technology at the convention center. And we're extremely pleased and proud to be the exclusive regional partner with Reed Exhibitions on the launch of that.
Well, you guys make a great team. Michael, what do you have to add? You were telling us a little bit about, one of the things I'm curious about is the blue tech. I mean, can you define that a little bit more? How far that reaches? Blue tech encompasses a lot.
Right, it's a great question. We tell people we'll see it we'll know when we see it, because we work very much hand in hand with, of course, the military and the traditional industry that's here. But blue tech for us is that part that's really innovative. And we have identified 16 sectors, starting with aquaculture and seafood technology, boat and shipbuilding, whereby we're really not interested in a monohull. We're interested in wing sails going up on vessels, non-invasive species, non-copper-based paint. So we're talking about the things that are innovation and really pushing the envelope in terms of new jobs, all the way across to weather and climate change. San Diego has 16 sectors. You can put both the traditional industries, but in particular you can put the blue tech in those. We're recognized around the world today. We have signed an MOU, a memorandum of understanding, with the leading cluster in Canada, which is in St. John's, Newfoundland. In our November event, Greg talked about our coming up 8th annual BlueTech and Blue Economy Summit. At our 7th annual, we signed a memorandum of understanding with the largest BlueTech cluster in France. They're very equivalent to us in terms of size. It's very exciting for us. We already have 4 of our companies being helped in France today because of the relationship that we've developed with our counterpart clusters. We also are in the process of creating the first ever International BlueTech Cluster Association. This is very exciting because San Diego once again will be seen as the center of the BlueTech universe. And that really creates jobs here in the region. Our companies exporting more, finding partners in other countries, strengthens our companies, strengthens the job potential.
So it's really developing globally, the BlueTech economy, and you are trying to be the leaders, I would presume, or you are the leaders, Greg.
Well, that's right, Jack. We are the leaders in terms of maritime technology. Like Michael mentioned, it hasn't been well known up until recently. When we did that economic impact study in 2012 that identified all those jobs, identified all those companies, that was really the first time for people locally to understand the economic opportunity that we have. And it really plays into our expertise as a region. You know, we grew up with the military here. We have Scripps Oceanography. We have incredible talent, and we have incredible companies because of that talent. And that makes us world leaders. Now, what we're doing as the Maritime Alliance is bringing in more international partners to understand that San Diego is a top BlueTech destination. I'll talk about in March of last year. So in March of 2015, the Maritime Alliance put forward a BlueTech vision for the San Diego region that acknowledges our maritime history, that acknowledges the incredible impact that the military has, acknowledges Scripps Oceanography, and talks about the future. So what are the future technologies that are going to be coming out of San Diego that really impact not only our region, but the world in terms of climate science and sea level rise and food shortages and water shortages? These are really immense challenges that we think San Diego is perfectly positioned to lead the world. So as part of that BlueTech vision, which was unanimously supported by the San Diego County Board of Supervisors, the San Diego City Council, and the San Diego Unified Port District, that was approved in March of 2015, includes a BlueTech incubator and several then unnamed centers of excellence. So for us, the BlueTech incubator is that space for small startup companies to gain access to people that know what they're talking about, gain access to experts, service providers, professionals, venture capital, create those relationships with banks. That's really the economic opportunity that we have as a region. The Maritime Alliance has partnered with a large local development firm on a proposal for a long-term location for a BlueTech incubator at the Port of San Diego. We're also looking at other areas for an interim space throughout the region. So we're committed to launching a BlueTech incubator this year, and that will be supported and in context with several other related centers of excellence, again, playing off of San Diego's strengths. So those 3 are maritime robotics, both unmanned underwater vehicles that are autonomous and also remotely operated vehicles, so powered with a joystick and maneuvered with a joystick. The second one would be biomarine, everything that grows in the ocean, from aquaculture to biopharmaceuticals, biomedicines. Some really fascinating work happening within our local companies and within the universities that we can spin out into companies. And then a third one is water technology. San Diego is already a world leader in water technology. We want to support that. And then finally, a lot of conversation recently about ocean data, big data, ocean GIS systems. So we think we can put forward those 4 national and international centers of excellence right here in San Diego.
Are you familiar with FCA?
Of course.
Do you plan on going down there and seeing some of the technology that's at the convention center this week?
Probably not. I mean, we have dealt with AFC in the past. They are primarily military focused.
Right.
Our technologies, for the most part, are multi-use.
Oh, okay.
And the fastest growth isn't necessarily in the military. So we're talking about people that are selling to aquaculture and power plants, and I mean, really selling all around the world, lots of exports. It's an industry that is got a lot of blue collar as well as white collar jobs, fast growth, and it's really an amazing opportunity for this region that people have to understand.
So if people want to learn more about Maritime Alliance, where would they go?
They can visit our website, so www.themaritimealliance.org. I'll say that again, it's www.themaritimealliance.org. And all the information that we have is available online with links to future events as well.
Okay, and that includes the incubator? Is that what the...
No, the incubator information is not up yet. We're
That's
still
not up yet.
we're still putting that together.
Okay.
But we've been very fortunate. We've gotten support from the city and the county, and we're working with a whole array of organizations on workforce development and economic development. So there's a lot coming. We can't put it all on the website, particularly that's the new stuff.
Sure.
But believe me, over the next 2 years, there'll be a lot going on here in San Diego that's going to enhance our visibility worldwide.
Excellent. Well, parting comments, gentlemen?
We would encourage people to come to our events if they're interested in BlueTech. That's where a lot of the networking comes, and that's where the opportunity is to meet people and to see the technologies and speak to people face to face.
And the next event?
Our next big event is November 9th and 10th, the 8th Annual BlueTech and Blue Economy Summit in Mission Valley.
But we have 20 events a year, so they'll need to get a hold of us, and we will be putting those on the calendar.
Go to that website, folks.
Right.
You have been watching San Diego's Finest Business TV. We'll be back next week with more.